Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Alexander Mobley from the Body of Believers Unified YouTube channel. Today, we got a very special guest, historian Daniel Humphreys. He's doing chapter 4 of his incredible documentary called Finding Your Identity, The Search for Who We Are. Take it away, Danny. Glad to have you, and thank you so much for sharing this history, knowledge, and wisdom with the youth and the people.
Yes. How you doing, everybody? Peace and blessings. This is Daniel Humphrey. I'm going to discuss my fourth chapter about the colonization from Europeans and Asians. I'm going to discuss about the United States, different countries in the Caribbean, on how we got colonized through our history. I'm going to explain this mediocre version first, because this is the one they teach us in school. So here we go. The first colony was founded at Jamestown, Virginia in 1607. Many of the people who settled in the New World came to escape religious persecution. The Pilgrims, founders of Plymouth, Massachusetts, arrived in 1620. In both Virginia and Massachusetts, the colonists flourished with some assistance from Native Americans. Now, if we know about the real situation, they killed the Native Americans. But they're going to give us this nice little version. But I'm going to explain the real version right here, right now. When did the British colonize the United States? In 1607. In 1606, King James, and when I say King James, I'm talking about the version, King James, who wrote the King James Bible of England, granted a charter to the Virginia Company of London to colonize the American coast anywhere between parallels 34 degrees and 41 degrees north, and another charter to Plymouth Company to settle between 38 degrees and 45 degrees north. In 1607, the Virginia Company crossed the ocean and established Jamestown. Now that's the real truth. He wanted to take over. He saw how, Christopher Columbus in America and King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella wanted to take over. They wanted it for themselves for slavery purpose. So we're going to go with that. Now I'm going to explain more about Christopher Columbus in America. Now remember, Christopher Columbus in America was the so-called discoverers of the Americas, North and South. The New World to take over, that's what they call it. America discovered in 1497, which he's supposed to discover in America was named after him. And Christopher supposedly discovered America in 1492. How is people discovering where people live is the question. Because they are getting colonized. They were sent by the same people, King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, to go to the journey to colonize different areas. So they sponsored a trip. They was high monarchs in Spain. They took over Spain, got rid of Muslim and Jews, and made it kind of like a Catholic mark. So that's why they were so very powerful. And they was trying to go to certain places in India, but they found another better place to take over. That's when they was going on a boat. And I'm going to explain also about the British and the French too, because we already know who's the colonizers of North and South. So I'm going to explain more about the British and the French too. The British and the French countries colonized the Caribbean as well as in Africa, the continent as a whole ever. Germany at the Berlin Conference, where Otto von Bismarck was hosting, just as well as 13 other countries, to discuss the division of Africa. So think about this. This was even in 1797, when this came out, the Berlin Conference on how they going to divide Africa. So remember, they was doing this for a lot of years, but they had a big meeting because they wanted to steal more resources. So they were just greedy. So on that note, we had Otto von Bismarck. He was a great think tanker, great mindset, and he was thinking about how we could divide. And some of the British and French took some of the countries that they took more slaves. Because some of them people didn't believe, but certain countries believe in it because they wanted to build their country up. So what's better than slaves? You don't have to pay them nothing. Just give them a little food so they won't be starving. So guess what? They had something to build with slavery. Slavery was the biggest business. I think it's bigger than any business that ever happened in life, in my opinion. But let's go. Even in Africa, in the area was colonized by the Greeks, by Alexander the Greek, or you want to call him the Great, but I call him the Greek, and the Ptolemies. Then by the Romans, and then by the Arabs, because Africa was the first civilization and had a lot of resources. You can even look up in books. Greeks took over. You know, you had Ptolemy, Alexander. Then when Rome took over, you know, when Rome beat Greek, guess who got Africa? So Rome knew in order to have Africa, they had to beat the Greeks so they could give them, because they won Africa in their own way. You feel me? And then Arabs saw them, and now they use stuff for slavery, and they took over certain parts too. That's why you have like the three major monotheism religions: Christianity, you got Jewish or Judaism or Islam. You got it from these three groups that really made it. If you even Google it, you can see how they come up. But I just wanted to tell you that they colonized it because Africa was the first civilization. You know, in ways, people were jealous. They wanted it for themselves because they didn't have that. Still to this day, those pyramids and certain stuff that wasn't destroyed by certain groups is still there. Back then there was a lot, but you know, a lot of people destroyed it because they was jealous. Envy, you know, like envy in life makes you very envious. Like you don't want that other person to have it because you don't got it. So think about that. We build something that they even say aliens made because they don't want to give no credit to melanated people. They rather say aliens do it. They don't want to even give it. Or they'll even let on movies Caucasians be Egyptians. Or even if you saw The Passion of Christ, guess who Mel Gibson got? It was not no melanated person for sure. So it's an order to show, because everybody says you love Jesus no matter what color, but why do they show this specific color of Jesus? Of him being white. If he doesn't matter, why are we showing a specific color? No matter on Google, I can't see an Asian Jesus. I barely see a black Jesus. If it wasn't for the Bible telling me that, I would never knew he was black. So think about this concept. I don't even hear it in church. You know, I don't even hear it in church that much. And the people who's lucky to hear it in church, they the lucky ones. Because a lot of people is not that lucky to hear that. So think about that concept. Now here, in numerous areas that have been colonized for personal gain for centuries and needs to be noticed so we can put a stop to it. Knowledge is power. Facts. If you don't know nothing about your history, you won't even know you was colonized. You would just think, this is the land of the free, the home of the brave. Like what they say in the, you know, just to get you to come here because they give you dreams. Like Morpheus. Morpheus was the Greek god of dreams. So they love to give you dreams. Dreams is what makes you come over here. Oh, we got better opportunity. There's no such thing as racism. There's no. I mean, if people is in the blind world, they in the blind world. You feel me? But I'm awake, and I just want to wake people up myself. And to tell you the truth, people from the Caribbean, Hispanic areas in America has been colonized, especially Africa. This is how they brought us here. We wasn't here. They brought us here because they wanted us to work, build their new world. This was their new world because they never been here, so it was a new world to them to take over. So when you always hear the new world, like even when you hear Aladdin, it's a whole new world. Because Disney is letting you know about the new world. Because Disney always been racist for years, so I don't care what nobody ever telling me.
Kick it.
So whatever the case you want to believe. But I'm here to enlighten my people that colonization still exists today. Nothing changed. Even when you get miseducated, you expect the oppressors to teach you how to beat them? You expecting the oppressors to teach you how to stop them? It's unbelievable. It's like Tom and Jerry. So I'm just trying to enlighten people. Remember, learning your history is very important. Don't let this history, sometimes you have to even self-educate yourself. So on that note, this is going to be the end, but I just want to make sure my people keep critical thinking. Very important. I tell that to anybody. Question everything. And thank you, my people, for listening. Much love.
Thank you so much, my brothers and sisters. Thank you for checking out the content. If you want to support us in spreading more truth and more knowledge and help reaching more youth, this is how you can do it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Body of Believers Unified. Like, share, comment, and share our videos. So and definitely tell us your ideas, concepts, or thoughts on it. We would definitely appreciate you. And thank you very much. And good night, peace, God bless.
Much love.